Greetings. Hail, wanderers of the ancient and the arcane. Gather now, not merely to hear a tale, but to step into the labyrinth of fire and shadow where gods and monsters whisper secrets older than time. Today, we unravel the enigma of the Chimera, a creature of fractured divinity, a living paradox, and a mirror to humanity's ceaseless struggle between light and darkness. This is not just her story, but a reflection of our own. Let us begin. The genesis of monstrosity, origins of the Chimera. The Chimera's birth was a cataclysm. Her father, Typhon, the storm incarnate, was a primordial titan, whose 100 serpent heads scraped the stars, whose roar birthed hurricanes. Her mother, Echidna, the she-viper, was a nymph with the lower body of a serpent, her beauty a lure for the unwary. Their union was no romance, but a rebellion. Typhon, enraged by Zeus's victory over the Titans, sought to overthrow Olympus. Echidna, exiled to the underworld's edge, hungered for vengeance. Together, they spawned a brood of nightmares. The Chimera was their masterpiece, a lion's ferocity, a goat's cunning, and a serpent's venom fused into one grotesque form. Her breath was a furnace, her claws forged in volcanic fire. Yet her most haunting feature was her eyes, golden, slit-pupilled, and brimming with a sorrow that contradicted her rage. Lesser-known detail. In fragments of the Titanomachy, an epic lost to time, it is said the Chimera's creation was not accidental. The fates themselves wove her body from the threads of Typhon's wrath, Echidna's grief, and the ashes of fallen titans. Her lion's head symbolized unchecked power, the goat embodied cursed fertility, and the serpent tail whispered of inevitable decay. A dynasty of horrors, the Chimera's kin. The Chimera was never alone. Her siblings were the architects of mortal terror. Cerberus, the three-headed hound who devoured souls daring to flee Hades. The Hydra, a serpentine abomination, whose regenerative heads made death a mockery. The Sphinx, a riddler whose questions dissected the hubris of mankind. Ladon, the dragon coiled around the golden apples of the Hesperides, eternity's guardian. Yet the Chimera stood apart. While her kin served cosmic roles, guardians, punishers, tests, she existed without purpose. Unbound by divine decree, her rampage was not duty but desperation. She was a question spat at the heavens. What is a monster but a mirror to those who name it so? Philosophical interlude. Hesiod called her a portent of the god's wrath. But Lycian shepherds spoke of her weeping at dusk, her flames dimming to embers as she stared at the stars. Was her violence a cry for belonging? A half-divine outcast, rejected by both Olympus and the abyss. Her fury may have been the only language left to her. The Inferno of Lycia, a kingdom in ashes. The Chimera's reign of terror centered on Lycia, a kingdom now lost to modern Turkey's rugged coasts. Ancient historians like Pliny, the elder, wrote of her burning the fields until the soil cracked like pottery. But Lycian oral traditions paint a subtler tragedy. She did not merely destroy, she ritualized destruction. Each full moon, she raised a temple, first Apollo's, then Artemis's, then Athena's. Priests interpreted this as divine punishment. But modern scholars suggest a darker truth. The Chimera's targets were not random. Apollo represented reason, Artemis chastity, Athena strategy, all ideals that rejected her chaotic nature. Her fire was a manifesto. If I cannot exist within your order, I will reduce it to ash. Lesser-known detail. In 1987, archaeologists excavating Lycian ruins discovered a clay tablet titled The Lament of the Chimera Star, written in a hybrid of Greek and Luwian. It depicts her not as a mindless beast, but as a scorned demigoddess, pleading for recognition. I am Typhon's daughter, yet Olympus denies me. Echidna's milk was poison, yet I thirst. Let me burn until the gods see their reflection in my flames. Bellerophon, the hero as villain. Bellerophon's tale is one of Greek mythology's most deceptive. Hailed as a hero, he was, in truth, a fugitive, exiled for the murder of his brother, an accident shrouded in rumors of jealousy. He arrived in Lycia bearing a sealed letter from King Proetus, a death warrant disguised as a quest. Slay the Chimera, it read, or be slain by her. But Bellerophon was no fool. He petitioned Athena, goddess of wisdom, who gifted him a golden bridle to tame Pegasus. the winged stallion born from Medusa's blood. Yet Athena's aid came with a caveat. Pride unmakes even the worthy. The battle was a clash of symbols. Pegasus, embodiment of poetic inspiration, versus the Chimera, avatar of existential chaos. Bellerophon's spears shattered against her bronzed scales. Her fire melted his shield. But then, a cunning twist. Guided by Athena, he affixed a lump of lead to his spear. As the Chimera unleashed her flames, the lead melted, searing her throat, choking her inferno. She fell, not to strength, but to mortal trickery. Philosophical interlude. Who was the true monster? Bellerophon, whose heroism was born of sin and sanctioned by gods complicit in his violence. Or the Chimera, a creature damned by her lineage. Her death a spectacle for a hero's redemption arc? The answer lies in the aftermath. Bellerophon, drunk on glory, attempted to ride Pegasus to Olympus. Zeus struck him down, crippled and alone. The gods, it seems, only tolerate hubris when it serves them. The corpse that became a cosmos, legacy of the Chimera. The Chimera's body did not vanish. It calcified into Mount Chimera, modern Yanartaş, where methane vents still spew. Eternal flames, a pilgrimage, site for ancients and moderns alike. But her influence spread further. In alchemy, she symbolized the magnum opus asterisk, the fusion of opposing elements, fire/water, lion/serpent, to create gold. In Christianity, medieval theologians recast her as Satan's spawn, her three heads representing heresy, greed, and lust. In psychology, Carl Jung labeled her the archetype of the shadow self, the fragmented identity society forces us to disown. Lesser-known detail. In Etruscan art, the Chimera is depicted with wings and a human face, suggesting a lost myth where she transcended her form. A 6th century BCE vase shows her kneeling before Hera, offering a golden apple, an allusion to her seeking goddesshood. The Chimera reborn, modern metaphors. The Chimera thrives today, not in flesh, but in metaphor. She is the face of climate change, natural fury weaponized by human folly, genetic engineering blurring the lines of creation, and even social media, a hybrid of identity and illusion. Plato's allegory in the Republic finds new life. Are we not all chimeras? Fragmented selves curated for acceptance. Our digital avatars lions. Our insecurities serpents. Our desires goats. Lesser-known detail. In 2021, a gene editing project named Project Chimera spliced lion, goat, and snake DNA into a single embryo. It was terminated, but not before activists dubbed it a hubris worthy of Bellerophon. The eternal flame, why the Chimera matters. The Chimera's tale endures because she is us. She is the immigrant denied belonging, the queer child cast out. The artist told their vision is unnatural. Her fire is the rage of the marginalized. Her death a warning to those who defy categorization. Yet her flames still burn in Yanartaş, whispering, "You cannot kill what refuses to be named." If this journey through the Chimera's labyrinth has ignited your mind, feed the flames. Like if you see her fire in your own struggles. Subscribe to delve deeper into mythology's hidden truths. And comment below, who is your favorite mythic figure? Monarchs, warriors, demons, or creatures like our Chimera? The pantheon thrives on your curiosity. Farewell, kindred spirits. Remember, every monster is a story waiting to be reclaimed. Until we meet again, keep your myths close and your questions closer. The labyrinth has no end.